All right, good morning, everybody. It's like 12:10 a.m. and I really don't know where to start or what to make of this. So I'm gonna start from the most recent thing and I guess try to work my way back to the beginning. So it's 12:10 a.m. on, I believe it's 12:11 now, Saturday, November 21st, 2015. Um, I am looking at my computer and there's an error message that says the computer restarted unexpectedly or encountered an unexpected error. Windows installation cannot proceed. To install Windows, click OK to restart the computer and then restart the installation. All right, a few hours ago, my computer worked just fine. About 12 to 13 hours before that, my computer worked fine, but it got hung up where I recently recovered everything because um, I found a way to do it because one of my previous employers did some things to my computer that made it basically unusable. It was usable, but it took away a lot of the functionality and a lot of ability to do a lot of the things that I want to do. So, what I ended up doing was I found a way to recover it. I don't know why that didn't work before, but I did find a way to recover it or reset it to the factory settings. And I was amazed and happy when I did that. Now, I always forget when I do that for some reason the settings are almost always automatically set to automatically install updates. I don't like that because what happens is that it installs stuff that you have no need for, no use for, that's invasive, and that I'm not down with it. So I didn't realize that was going to happen. And I had a 3 hour bus ride to work. Now, I know y'all are thinking, yay, because, I needed a job. But not so fast. Um, that opportunity did not last long. So I thought I was going to apply for other jobs on my way to work. And so I was very disappointed because it's a 3 hour ride when I opened up the computer to see that Windows wanted to update. And as you all know, nowadays, when Windows wants to update, it makes it so you can't do anything on your computer. You have to sit and watch. And it's not like it takes 10 minutes, it's updated and it's done. It takes almost an hour. And then for some reason, I don't know why, I thought if I left the computer on and closed it, that okay, I got over the fact that okay, I'm not going to be able to do any work right now. So I closed the computer and I said, well, let me just play games or something like that on the phone. So I'm thinking the whole time the computer is closed, what it's doing is it's going ahead to update whatever it needs to update. And I'm just going to recover it, restore the factory default settings anyway. No, 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 no. That's not what happened. When I was distraught by some stuff that happened during the day, and I'll tell y'all what happened later. But I got back. I had to kind of sort of readjust myself for that and refocus myself that, hey, we need to take the emotion out of this and do what you need to do. Okay? We're not going to force myself to overlook it as if nothing happened. We're going to address it. But we are not going to I'm not going to force myself to make it, the end of the world and my end all be all. I'm going to do things systematically and get it done. So I thought that, I tried to get over it. And on the bus ride back, I said, well, I'll start working on it. Again, open my laptop. Lo and behold, I'm thinking it would be finished reinstalling. It was still at 2%. And because I guess the factory default settings, again, for your computer resets it so that when you shut your computer, that it automatically goes to sleep or whatever. So whatever process is going to stop. So, okay, they're not hijacking your PC. They're not hijacking your PC. Sorry, whatever. But they're not hijacking your PC so much that it'll keep on installing. They want you to sit and have the computer open. So I'm like, all right, fine. So on the bus, part of the bus ride back, I had a computer open, letting it continue to go. And then I saw that, hey, it actually went to 100% uninstalling, but it did some, install, whatever, reinstalling. Then it did something else. Then I got back. When I got back, um, I went ahead to do the factory reset. And I'm thinking to myself, I thought to myself that whatever that the update was it installed, because sometimes they make it so that your computer fails after a certain amount of time, just like they make cars or whatever fail, so that whatever new technology is there, you have to have it. You don't have any choice. So, lo and behold, I'm frustrated about whatever's going on. I'm not really hungry, but I go to eat Popeye because I haven't eaten all day, and I'm just like, okay, I haven't eaten all day because I was focused on quote unquote working. And then, um, when I get back, I don't have an appetite anymore because of everything that went on. And then maybe possibly because of the fact that I'm fat. I don't know what it was. And when I say that, meaning that sometimes for a woman, like we have menstrual cycles and all that, and at different times, we just don't want to eat, and then we want to eat everything. And it's just our cycle and our hormones and whatever. Some of us, because it wasn't always that way. But as I got older, my PMS syndromes got even more prevalent. So, I do that and I go out to the front and play and whatever. And it was just a weird day. But the issue is the computer thing. That's what bothers me, ironically. Um, so, eventually I end up falling asleep. Um, and I think in a way that's a good thing because I was like stewing or whatever and waiting and looking at the computer hoping that it would do what it has to do. But it wasn't, so I jotted down a couple lines here and started a new journal entry, whatever. And when I woke up at 12:04 a.m., I started recording this at 12:06, but at 12:04 a.m., I saw that I had a new text message. I met a few people yesterday, and there was a bus driver. And I'm going to say thanks again to the bus drivers. He, even though I could tell he personally did not really like me too much, most people don't. I mean, it's just because if y'all know me in person or seen me in person, nobody really knows me. Y'all know, but if y'all have, but I'm trying to change that. But if y'all see me in person, some days I look really washed out and tired. And mostly it's most days. For the most part, when I vlog, it's from a place where I'm by myself, so I'm not as worn out by whatever outside factors are. But if I took this moment right now and I went outside and vlogged, it would not be it would be an abnormal thing because it was just I would just you would it's just not my environment. Y'all would see that it would just really just look uncomfortable. um but anyhow, and so a lot of times people see that, but people can tell. I think people that are discerning, people that are people, they can tell that I'm a good person, but they can also tell that I've been through some things. And depending on how strong another individual is, they may or may not. They may or may not be strong enough to even acknowledge my presence because it is a negative presence. Because you can feel the sense of fear. You can feel the sense of tired. You can feel the sense of, or fatigue, I'm sorry. Y'all know what I mean. But you can also feel, just a general overall feeling of struggle, and that's a very uncomfortable feeling for individuals to encounter for themselves. But when you encounter someone else that has that vibe, it makes you like, I can't be around that. And I understand that because I'm sensitive that way too. And I'm not the only sensitive people or person in the world. There's other people that are sensitive like that too, that can feel whatever other people are going through, and it makes people uncomfortable. It does. And on occasion, you may find someone, um, that understands, so they will try to be accommodating to you and your vibe. But what ends up happening is that they realize they have to survive, and people around them that may not feel the same way they do, they kind of let them know that, hey, you can't be around this person because you're not gonna make it. You gotta, you know, that's not a good look. And so, yeah. So anyhow, my computer's not working at all now, and yesterday was really an odd day. And coincidentally, when I woke up at 12:04 a.m., I checked my text. I had a text come in at 12:03 a.m. And you would think that it was but none of the guys that I met, could do that because they were guys from work. So and like I said, 3 hour trip. They got to get up early in the morning to get to work in the morning. So they would not have texted me that late. So I'm wondering, like, who is this texting me? I look, and it's a lady that the bus driver had kind of forced me onto. And this bus driver doesn't know me, doesn't give 2 cents about me, absolutely does not like me personally. He doesn't even want, 'cause like when I get on the bus, you can tell that he does not want my energy. Is just not, he does not want my energy around around him. He's being cordial, but he can feel the discontent, and he cannot have that energy around. And like I said, some people will attack it, meaning they will be mean, vicious, nasty. And, you know, it's a spiritual place. People can feel my spirit. And it's not that I'm mean or nasty, but they can feel the spirit of discontent. And it makes them feel uneasy. And that's how he felt. Not that I'm a bad person, but it's just whatever it is I'm going through is nasty and they don't like it. And they just got to get it away from them. But even though I can tell he feels that way, he does not overlook me. What he does is that he will go out of his way to say, hey, this lady does this, that, or the other. And then he's talking, he'll open up a conversation with somebody else on the bus that he knows has a good job and whatever, because he gets to know each and every, I've only rode that bus for 2 days, but he knows each and every person. And even though I didn't tell him anything about me, I feel like he knows everything about me. Just by my spirit, and not because somebody gossiped or told him something, because nobody really know me to do that, but because he felt my spirit, and the fact that he didn't like whatever my spirit was, he but he still tried to help me. I mean, like I said, this is really weird. I don't even know how to explain it all, but the bottom line is at 12:03, the lady that he pushed me on texted me 12:03 in the morning. At least that's what the text read, and I woke up at 12:04. My phone is on silent, so I should not be able to hear any text or anything like that. So I don't know why I woke up exactly 1 minute after she texted me, and she's an older woman, so I can't imagine her just being up, hanging up, and what made her text me at 12:03. You know, that's weird. So, but I mean, it's just a coincidence. It's just like really strange. And then I woke up immediately after, and my phone is on silent, and it's crazy. But my time is up, so I just had a really weird day. I think it's a weird messed up day because actually, I don't know if it's good or bad. I met people that tried to help, people that had nice things to say. I was relinquished from an opportunity, but they turned out to be bad people, so maybe that was a good thing. I don't know what's going on, but God or somebody or something bigger than me, good or bad, is doing something. But I'll have to finish this up later.